My name is Nujum. We are on episode 6 on our Bastion Let's Play. Probably should have started it in game, but whatever. So spoiler alert, it's been a while. Okay, I didn't want to interrupt Ruckus. Do we want to talk to you? Yeah, you do the talking, man. I don't want to think right now. Marshals ever give you a hard time being an Ura and all. Where did you get this in the city? They used to say this stuff was very strong.
The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity.
With dignity. I like that. It's appreciative. Gives you something to be patriotic about. City, they used to say this stuff was very strong.
Brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals.
By the way, if you're wondering, the Tazar terminals are something basically it's like Solandia. It's a place. I found that kind of weird that it wasn't really explained. It was just like sort of mentioned in passing. But you know, how much time can you spend on words? Maybe it was cut at some point even. Who knows? Marshals brought the city back to working order after a warring day.
Even since the Uras surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him.
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it's fair enough, right? You fight a war with someone, generally I think you're allowed to be a little bit skeptical of him. Let's actually read this. City's citizens respected and admired the marshals for their unwavering dedication to preserving peace and justice. Okay. Let's not waste too much time, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the longer episodes. Let me at least check my weapon loadout. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know if this will be the last episode, or I think this will be the second last, because this is where we meet the singer. Ooh. Scrap. What? Oh, I forgot. I was trying to do something different, because I love going with melee weapons. I don't know what it is about bows as well, but I always like bows as a weapon. Hand grenade seems pretty cool. Breaker's volley. Isn't this what we got from the archer challenge? I don't remember. Let's get a melee weapon though. As much as I like the musket. Hammer, I guess I like the hammer better than the swords. Alright, we're gonna get going to, I believe it's like the Lazarus something? Langston Lazarus is from Binding of Isaac. Whoops. Let's hear the info.
That's the Langston River. Used to cut all the way to the wild. Think it was bad then.
Cut all the way to the wild? In the shadow of Prosper Bluff. I think I know what this is. I set up for this episode a long time ago, but I didn't, like, take notes.
Well, the river ain't coming back just by talking about it.
Is that water? The sound? Hold on, just listen to it for a sec, right? There's like the impression of a river in like such an abstract way in like the background. That is so cool. I really like that. They've like made it like, hey, it's a river. It's not really a river. We've still got the crazy like flat image background. I do think that's flat image, right? But they've made the impression of a river with the sound and like just a blue color, which I really, really like. I've just noticed, like, this is just a flat image. I mean, I've paid attention a little bit to the background before, but there's usually, like, moving particles in the Bastion, at least. I wonder if in most levels it's just a flat image. That actually makes a lot of sense, because you don't want this to be distracting, obviously. You want people to be focused on the kid and such. You want it to be focused on your character. So to have the background, I don't know, changing, be distracting, etc., unadvised. More stinkweeds. Have to be careful about that.
Swarming with windbags.
Oh no. Oh my god. We do a lot of damage.
So bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid.
Yep, this is the level I was thinking of. So this is a pretty interesting level. You'll see as soon as we get on, but really quickly I want to clear these stinkweeds so I don't have to deal with them in the level itself. Although I wonder if they could actually help me. Get rid of you. Sorry, friend.
Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat.
Oh, I thought he was talking about lucky for that guy. That's definitely not lucky for... it's very unfortunate for that guy. I actually feel kind of bad now that I've done it. Whoa, I thought you're green and you're friendly. What? Guess not. Okay. Let's go ahead and...
Weeping Nelly.
Weeping Nelly. So that's the name of the ship.
Squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe
Oh, there were
Nelly
squirts in
knows
our
the way
ship.
to the
That's
core.
funny.
Maybe
So-
she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast.
There's gonna be a lot of talking on this one, I think.
Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nelly's just another windbag to those guns.
I wonder if it'll let me talk at all. So this level is already
Just then,
very
the
different.
Windbags notice who she's sailing with.
I'm just gonna focus on playing. We'll talk about it after, maybe.
They try to cut her off.
Clicked out of the window. Whoops. Should have taken notes.
They try to slow her down.
Or at least played the level beforehand. That would have been smart. I did that for a few of the other ones.
Well, Weeping Nelly tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors.
Alright. The narrator is so active. Oh my god. Stop. Oh my god. I have like... Let me just move my screen here. So that I stop clicking out. Like, I have like several windows open. Like, because I was doing other things and then I just realized, oh, I should finish recording these. Because there's a lot that I want to say. And this game is obviously amazing. And at the very least, I want to get this first half done so I can start preparing for the second half of recording. But, okay, so, that boat ride was super interesting, right? It was very
She picked
different.
a good spot for a break, because the core's right there.
It was very different from what we've had in the past, where we were playing almost tower defense. We were very much like protecting an area. We didn't have to move. The enemies kept coming to us, which is very different from normally we're having to explore, we're having to find all of these collectibles, and we're generally coming for the enemy. It also leads to an interesting point about the weapons. I'm not sure if you realize this, but if you didn't have a ranged weapon, you would be at a huge disadvantage in that area, right? But they fixed this in two ways. One with the shield. I'm not sure if you remember this mechanic. Hey! Get out of here. Oh, you're coming to me now. Figures. Oh, I countered it. Perfect. The core. So, the way they fixed it, they have the shield counter effect. But that's something that really only skilled players will be able to use effectively. And so you run the risk of, like, players who are just running by, like, fast as they can, really enjoying the game. Maybe they didn't get the fact that the shield blocks, like, counters and deals damage, right? And if you didn't understand that, that would be probably a much more annoying experience. So they also made it so that the only weapon in the game that's actually melee is the hammer. It's the only one that doesn't have a throw function, and you'll see this throughout the game. Every single weapon has some kind of throw function, which I think is actually really clever of them, design-wise, because it means you're never without a ranged weapon. You can never, like, close options for yourself, and yeah, it stumbles design a little bit, but it also opens you up to having ranged combat in a lot of areas. So let's take the score.
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings.
Oh, this one's cool. I like this encounter.
Hackers. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds Weeping Nelly raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough.
Oh yeah, upgrade.
She's gonna need a little help with all them peggers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. The windbag's getting even better idea. Kid almost falls again. They aim to smash Weeping Nelly to splinters. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly.
Oh, this is really cool. It's speeding up. And the turret's exploded.
One last stop. With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country. Seems the calamity ain't hurt the Peckers' appetites. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? 3 times.
I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but of course the narrator's being reactive to whatever you do as a player, so that's cool. Opening. That is not instinctive at all. That's very hidden. Oh, but of course we have the blue arrow. Thank you, blue arrow, for guiding me.
Listen close. You should remember this next part.
Alright, so we have a lot going on, right?
Why go to Prosper Bluff?
By the way, there's a few channel style things I want to talk about, but I think I'll talk about them at the beginning of next episode. And because of how long this might go.
An enterprising man, or plain old fool to venture out that far.
Because of how long I think this will go, I think I'm going to say most of what I want to say right now in terms of like the series and the channel at the beginning of next episode. So until then, we have a gate. We can't really get past this gate. So what do we do? We look around.
The most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that.
There's a switch. And there's a path behind that we can't. Oh, yes we can, but it doesn't do anything. So this is something that explorations games.
Some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't.
So the path behind us broke, which is fine because there's nothing back there that we wanted to explore. Only there was a secret, but we can get it back in the Lost and Found anyways. This will keep us focused on the path ahead, but this is something exploration games do a lot that I sort of undervalued for a very long time, and that's that they present with you a roadblock and give no explanation on how to fix the roadblock. If you're new to games, this is like, what do I do? There's no exposition telling you, like, go find a switch. There's no explanation. Obviously, we have our past experience with these gates to rely on. But, I mean, sometimes it's like kill a monster to open the gates, right? So, this is a way to push exploration that you'll see a lot of older games especially push. Like, a lot of the NES starter, like the Mega Man, the Pokemon, all the Pokemon games do this, like, constantly, where they just set you up with a roadblock with no explanation on how to get past it. And the goal of that is to say, well, I'm just gonna not worry about this path, go down one of the other paths. And yeah, fairly simple game design thing, but it's one that
Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
that I feel like is fairly underappreciated. So here's another gate. Here's a bunch of loot. Get out of here. I can see another path over there, which makes me want to, like, explore that way, but I can't until I find this switch.
Yeah, the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while.
Oh, there it is.
How's it go again?
The wall. Someday that wall is gonna fall.
Yeah, that's the one.
Aw, thank you, Rux. You know my singing's amazing. So... Oh my god, I didn't even see that plant. You guys hear the music though, right? Maybe I'll turn it up for like this segment. How do I do that? Is that not music? Alright, we're just gonna leave it on that, I guess. That's what it was before. Ooh, that was the tutorial section. This was like easy to walk over, but they put a sky bridge to just show you that, hey, this will go back to the gate. Sets the precedent, I think. That's old design. Shit. I need to pay attention. I'm being very quiet this episode. But, okay, so this song, right? As a new player, you might not recognize this song. This is the song I've been using for my outro because it's one of my favorites from this series. It's a very slow, relaxed song. Kind of conflicting, honestly, with the action we're having, with all of the fighting and such. Maybe we'll look at it in the research episode. I do intend for there to be another episode where I just go on the internet and talk about the game outside of the actual gameplay. And this will be definitely one of the big things I want to look at this song. It has, if you want to look at the lyrics on your own before, I believe 2 days from now will be when I upload the research episode. From when this is uploaded. What's down here? Thank you. Oh, that path? I didn't even see that path. I'm solving puzzles before I even see them. Oh my god, another one of these big ones? These birds are fairly annoying because, well, they're birds. They move around a lot. They did a good job in creating the likeness of a bird, but from a gameplay perspective, it's fairly annoying trying to snipe these guys. I'm doing it with pretty consistently, though, so I wonder if, like, the intention's, like, if the player can get by them, it doesn't really matter that it's annoying to do. And besides, they fly up in your face to deal damage anyways, and you can shield the ones that don't. Whoa. Oh, this is, I'm guessing, what I'm supposed to use that switch for. Oh, okay, no it's not. I kinda don't trust this. That's not walkable. What? Hold on, hold on. There must be like a switch or something. There's a switch over there. What? Was that just to heal? That seemed very strange. I'll have to look more into that later, I guess. Oh, okay. Is there a way? Yes, there is. Hold tab to defend. In case you forgot, I don't blame them because I feel like the shield, it's very easy to forget you even have a shield. So there's the gate. This is a very interesting level in terms of, like, it's just very repetitive of the same concept. I don't believe I've seen this, like, anywhere else in the game either. It doesn't look like I can reach there. That's clearly walkable, right? I can't reach there, though. That's weird. Okay. It just repeats the same concept over and over of, here's a door, find out how to open it. Again and again and again in repetition, and it's not really something you see in the rest of the game.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right?
I like how this is like...
say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed.
It's important to note that you will always get this item. And there's some items, like the crystal barrette at the beginning, that you might accidentally walk past. But this item's like right on your way That's the exit, but there's something we gotta get
And
first.
besides, it's like the song goes.
Hello, singer.
They'll be here before too long.
Dun, dun, dun.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow her again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find.
Alright, so really quickly, let's get the rundown on all of these items. Ancient spices. Actually, let's really quickly, we have a new item, don't we? The Hidebound Journal. Beneath the scroll notes, the book contains various indecipherable scientific diagrams drawing through the mathematical formula. There's also the Ura Sigil. Tazalina was a rare site in Zealandia. Very few lived in the city. Now there are fewer still. That's kind of sad. All those on the official business for the city bear the star of Zealandia. So, there was some talk in a different, I forget where, I think it was the extra credits comment section of this video, that this badge was the reason the world was forming around the kid, which is a very interesting thing. There must have been some dialogue that I was not paying attention to, so that's very interesting. Marshall's badge. Well, let's just ask her. Ancient spices. Eating this stuff was like a rite of passage in the city? Really? Spice. Okay.
Most of the Ura never got a taste of Zealandia's fine goods. Unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here.
Okay, so she was born in Zealandia. That's important. Yeah, here we go. Maybe you'll find
Sure,
something.
the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see. But leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view.
Optimistic. Not optimistic, but cheery. As tends to be attributed to women. But, you know, I can appreciate it. Marshall's ever give you in trouble? You seem worried whenever you see this badge. Oh no.
Girl tried to run away from home one time. But the marshals stopped that, didn't they?
By the way, if you want like a really cool individual story, I would recommend exploring Zia's... Does she have a pot yet? No, she's gonna have like a pot in the future, and that's how you get her story. It's really cool. We still need to do this. Maybe we'll do it today. At least a little bit of it. Maybe we won't complete it.
So many secrets in there, and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
Her father's journal. Okay, interesting.
A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much.
Again, not really giving us information, but, you know, giving us a little bit. He learned from the journal, did he? Can you read any of this? Do these charts and his meaning?
If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book. I'd have worked to translate it right away.
Oh, snap! Half the secrets are in this journal that Zolf just read. Well, that's not gonna lead to anything bad, probably.
Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Okay, so we'll build the last thing. I believe it's the Lost and Found. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything here.
The Lost
I
and
think I've
Found.
already talked.
Here, kid takes fragments of the old world.
I think I already talked about this. Lost and Found. It's all the stuff that you missed. And actually, these 5 things, in case you somehow, like, were perfect and you never missed anything. Well, here's a load of stuff that you can purchase just because you built the thing. I'm gonna buy this. Yeah, this one's super overpowered in my
All
opinion.
it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
100% damage counter blocking seems pretty good, man. This one I really like. Like, you can buy the idols for the shrine. Goddess of Plains, foes shall strike with greater ferocity. Well, I do have the other thing. Automatically retaliate when injured. Let's not buy anything we don't need to.
Behold,
go to the shrine.
the Pantheon, Hensa.
Let's not make it too hard on ourselves, actually. Because I want to get through this game in these next few parts. We also have something more.
Marshals kept the city's peace. They can rest easy now.
Oh, that was the scrap musket thing. Huh. Okay. So really quickly, is there anything I want to talk about here? Where is the distillery? We're going to go ahead and equip this. And we're also going to equip the lunkhead thing. Whatever I'm replacing with it. Damages surrounding foes if defeated. Absorbs space right. Oh, I don't need that. I'd rather have this. And where's also the plus 10 health? I'd rather have that than the magnetic thing. Although the magnetic thing is nice.
If you're feeling low, count on the buttery flavor of our own Bastion bourbon.
Thank you for being very descriptive. We are going to go ahead and wrap up with this pipe. It's going to be a fairly long episode, like I said, because I want there to only be 7 videos and then the research video. I mean, maybe I could just end it here. No. We're going to do one more. I do want to talk really quickly about this. So, one of my favorite things about this game, really, we don't have another upgrade for that, is that they let you change your upgrades, and I really love it when a game does this, because when it doesn't, I feel like I'm sort of being forced to play through the game again. And interestingly, this game actually does like have like a new game plus and all that, but I like that it doesn't force you to play through again to get all of the upgrades, try all of the different weapons out, because weapons are probably, like, how you customize a weapon is actually very interesting in terms of like how you play the game. I think I will go ahead and grab this hammer upgrade really quick. Should be something in the lost and found. Oh, this we should definitely get. We're gonna get some more. Do I want either of these? War machete skill, scrap musket skill. Ooh, this looks interesting. Let's test it out. We need to test out more of these weapon stuff, because the secret skills are really fun. Oh, that's not as interesting as I was hoping.
Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that.
Okay. Oh no, we wanted the... I will go to who knows where, don't worry. Oh shoot, right. So we're gonna take the scrap musket and we're gonna switch to final warning. Ooh. And now we're gonna go
real personal with hammer and musket in hand
to one of the more interesting sections of the game. You might have noticed that whenever you leave an area, right? After you leave an area, you can't go back, so you can't farm money. Now, this might actually be a problem, because if you're a new player, you're having trouble with this section of the game. Generally, the way to solve that is you farm money, you gain experience, and then you get stronger, and it just becomes easier to play. Also, you gain experience just by playing, and you get better at the game naturally. But who knows where is sort of their way of fixing that. You'll see this is their way to basically farm money and experience and such. So we're going to wrap up the video farming and getting experience, and also doing a really cool sort of dialogue dump, exposition dump, they say. That's completely optional, which I love. But first, plush pith. I like to hang on to this here and worship the same God.
Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Miura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
Vastly different reactions, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and interact with you. Whoa, that scared me. I forgot how this thing acted, honestly.
Turn round and round all you like. Pith's still gonna be ugly.
Hey, you're beautiful to me, Pith. Don't worry. Alright, to who knows where?
It collapses after just one drag.
Which is us getting high, by the way. Ignore that part. This is actually going to be a super interesting experience, I think.
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history.
By the way, it is important that we did, like, take a smoke out of a smoking pipe, basically. So, it's a box. No place to go, but there's a bunch of places to jump off to. Just kidding. You can never leave. Oh, I faced the wrong way. I should have upgraded this scrap musket, thinking about it. Because this is going to take a while. There we go. Boom, money. And also we're gaining experience by fighting here. Now as a note, you don't get a ton of money by being here. But you get about as much as you would by completing a level, so it actually is a much larger advantage than you might think you're getting by doing these optional exposition-driven bits. Also, it continues much of Bastion's attitude towards exposition.
He's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie.
I hope you all are enjoying the commentary if you've never heard it before. But the exposition takes a very hands-off approach of like, if you want to hear the dialogue, you can hear it, right? Oh, I'm actually like much lower than I thought. Also, OP as heck, I now have 5 of the things. You might actually have trouble completing this thinking about it.
He was old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his.
Aww. Because the first time you play this section, it's almost similar to the Langston River section where you just have to stand in one place and like hit people a bunch. Oh, hello. It's a good thing I have a ranged weapon. This is actually the type of enemy that would have required them not make a second melee weapon, which is interesting. Because like if you didn't have a ranged weapon, like you can't really shield them.
Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there.
We are finally getting some backstory to the kid. It's interesting how long we've gotten into this game. I would say we're just under halfway through, and we still haven't really gotten a solid understanding of the kid.
Working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money.
Rippling walls, most likely part of the army. Make his mama some money.
What was I saying? Anyway.
Oh god, that scared me. Oh my god. Fro's attack was greater ferocity indeed. I'm like making fun of new players like, oh, they can't complete this.
Folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylani safe from whatever's out there.
Shouldn't get too cocky.
The Ura, you name it.
Dang, they do, like, they attack faster at least. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that badge. It's okay, I can just run away a bunch. I really like these sky bridges though. They're purely positioning wise. Like if you're get in a tight corner, you can just run away, which is nice. Usually not incredibly useful, but if you find yourself abusing your ranged weapons and the range of your enemies, then it can be incredibly helpful. It is kind of interesting to note that we haven't faced a lot of ranged enemies yet. A lot of the guys we faced are very much melee oriented.
Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too.
Aww. Also, I completely forgot, I don't think you can actually block some of these larger enemies' attacks, which is fair enough because they are so telegraphed, right?
The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was... Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
A lot of information being given to you, but what's really weird, in my opinion, is that they chose to do it in this, like, you have to earn the exposition type of way. Like, you really have to work for it. Like, you couldn't just... Like, you have to make it in between the waves. I get it's sort of like a pacing thing, maybe? Maybe it's about the interest curve. Like, maybe if you heard it all at once, you would get bored immediately. That's what they're worried about.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. Well, he finally arrived at Zealandia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else. But then, all he got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made him real, not me. Past don't matter